from the total budget and share the money. So the debt will form part of the money that we use to do the business. So before you know it, people started getting little allocation, and they started striving to pay their debt. Before we could know it, someone will come out and 2-3 persons will come out and write off the debt being owed by their home churches. And that was another thing he did to see that this thing is solved. And he reached out to our members. If you come to our service now, you see that many of our permanent sons and daughters participate actively in our synod. He reached out to so many of them, and he gave them responsibilities, and they started being part of what we are doing. Then he also took around visited every community, every church, and he was able to see some of the problems by himself. And as he saw them, like when he went to Armenia, there was a hospital, the church, the last one the Nike built for this part of the world in 1937. It was when he visited the Armenian community. He met the then treasurer ruler, Ezedi Okigwe, who challenged him that this hospital was a product of the church and it helped a lot of people in this part of the world. And he remembered that he himself was born in that hospital, the bishop himself. Yes. So he came back home and sat down to think of how to improve that hospital. Today, that hospital, that maternity home is now completely renovated, completely rebuilt and furnished. And now it is known as our Saviour's Hospital and Maternity, and the means qualified medical doctors and nurses. If you go there now, you just give thanks to God. So we thank God. These are some of the things, some of the challenges he discovered, and he decided to see that these challenges will be fought squarely, and we've made a lot of progress. There are so many of them. I'm just taking some of these things. Then, having said that, let me talk about a little about the man David Onuoha. David Onuoha was born in the city of Norwa, Norwa, in the government area of Imo State, to a renowned community leader and a farmer, a very hardworking farmer, Sir Humphrey Chigezie Onuoha, and Lady Selina Agajole Onuoha. All of the blessed memory, the Lord has taken them home. To God be the glory. All of them saw him become bishop of the diocese and served for some time. The mother even saw him become the Archbishop of Owerri, Ecclesiastical province. He is the first son of that family, and I know that his coming to the family heralded great joy, because having had 3 daughters before him in Igbo land, you know how to father male children. Yes. So it was something to give thanks to God. Maybe that was the reason why the father gave him his second name, Chigezie, which is his own name. Yeah. Then he studied his primary education in 2 primary schools, primary school Norwa and community school Umi. As a very younger boy, he was very active in church activities. He was active in the boys' brigade. He was active in the children's ministry. He was active in the LYF. And he even told us that he became a teacher in the children's ministry at the age of 13, 14. He was already a teacher, helping the older teachers to guide and guard the little children. He had the opportunity of secondary education at the famous former secondary school, where he passed out in flying colors in 1982. At a very young age, the manifestation of the call of God was on him, his life. By 1983, he joined the workforce of the Diocese of Owerri as a church teacher, posted to St. Paul's Church in Owerri. The then young David got admission to the Trinity Theological College, Onuoha. Let me use the word, the famous Trinity College, Onuoha. That was where we all studied. So by 1987, he came out as one of the best graduating students. There were 3 persons that got distinction. He was one of them. He told us that himself, one Presbyterian, and the current Archdeacon in charge of the Cathedral of Navy Diocese, Venerable Dr. Stanley would say, there were the 3 persons that got distinction. They were saved. So he returned to the Diocese of Okigwe, although I was ordained by the pioneer bishop, who happens to come from his village. And he was ordained on the 26th of July, 1987, and priested on the 20th of June, 26th of June as well, 1988. He served in the Diocese of Okigwe for quite a long time, starting from Ọnụoha. He was also married. A few months after, when they were looking for somebody to help rebuild the youth board. The youth board comprised of the Anglican Fellowship, the Boys and Girls Brigade, the Children's Ministry. So as at that time, the youth board was having a serious problem. And by the recommendation of his parish president, he was made the youth board chairman. And he did the work of rebuilding that department of the diocese within that period. Then, after service for some time, he got admission to study in the University of Nigeria in Soka, where he earned his bachelor's degree in Bachelor of Arts degree in religion. So after that, he was seconded to Trinity Theological College, Onuoha, where he served as a lecturer after he became the registrar of the college. From there, he moved over to the Paul University, Oka, as a lecturer, and also he coordinated their outreach program in Port Harcourt area. After serving for some time there, he got an appointment again with the University of Nnamdi University, Oka. That was where he was serving before he was elected the Bishop of the Diocese of Okigwe South. Young David Ọnụoha has a bachelor's degree in religion. He has also a master's degree in religion. Has also a PhD, all from the University of Nigeria in Soka. So that's the brief I want to talk about. Say about the Bishop of the Diocese of Okigwe South, the Most Reverend David Ọnụoha.
Beautiful, beautiful. Wow, what a journey of a great man. The Most Reverend Dr. David Ọnụoha, who is currently the Archbishop of Owerri, Ecclesiastical Province, and the Bishop of Okigwe South. The journey has not been that smooth, and we know, as you have rightly said, Okigwe South has developed, but it's not yet there. So if I may ask, where do you see this great diocese as it will be turning 30 by 8 January 2024? 20 years after that, where would you be seeing this diocese?
Okigwe South at 50.
Yes.
We give God thanks and praise because of the leadership of the Diocese of Okigwe South. You know, one thing we must note is that Okigwe South is very strategic because of the man that is heading the diocese. Here is the headquarters of Owerri Ecclesiastical Province, being the seat of where the Archbishop of Owerri Province stays. And it's also good for us to know that our bishop has worked in several places to making sure that this Diocese of Okigwe South gets to a greater height. He has served in so many places in the Church of Nigeria. He has served in 200 places in the province. So we are looking at the diocese. What from his view, we look for it. We are looking at a diocese that will be properly rooted in the Word of God. Whereas we have members be properly rooted in the Word of God. Yeah. When he came, he discovered that one of the things they started fighting against was the revisionism. That's the people's secularism in the church. And he was at the forefront, both at the Church of Nigeria level and the global level. They were fighting, using every instrument to fight against revisionism and secularism in the church. So we are looking at a diocese whereby one of the things that give rise to heresy, secularism, is lack of the being rooted in the Word of God.
Exactly.
So we are looking at a diocese that will be rooted in the Word of God, and that was why when we started this self-fellowship, that was the reason. We want everybody to know the Word, abide by the Word, and uphold the Word wherever he or she finds himself. Again, we are looking forward to see the diocese that will be self-sufficient, diocese that will be able to stand firm financially to carry out his responsibilities. When he came, one of the challenges he met was that we don't have the money, but we have the people. And that was what made him to asking the synod to approve what we call the endowment fund. And a lot of money was raised, and we invested. If not that the money market failed us, we have passed that stage now. So we're looking at a diocese that will have enough resources to take care of itself. And we are hoping that we have started a journey. Today we have investments of the diocese. We have our bakery, an unpromoted bakery. We have a water factory. We have 2 hospitals, our Saviour's Hospital and the one that was given to us to manage by the Imo State government in General Hospital in Ime. Another small investment we have made, and we're looking for that. We are foreseeing a diocese that will be strong financially, to take care of itself. We are also looking for a diocese that the workers will be well mobilized. The workers will, the spirit will be high to do the work. And that's why we're putting a lot of incentive to make sure that we let the workers feel happy working here. From this September, by the grace of God, the someone has approved that all our children, all the children of our staff, schooling in our school, there's some own schools, they will enjoy tuition-free education.
Wow.
We want to make sure that our workers feel happy. These are the things we can do for them. So we are looking forward to see the diocese that the workforce will be happy, will rejoice. In fact, as from next year, by what we discussed in the last synod, we read in the church, by next year, whatever that is got in the synod from next year will be used for this workers, just as workers' welfare. We want to make sure that workers have access to money that they will use to build their house. Some of them that are not built, they lay hands, they will be given some soft loans that they will use in building their houses. This is, we want to make sure his view is that every worker will be happy working. At the end of the day, your children will also be proud that you serve the Diocese of Okigwe South.
Wow.
And by being proud, your children will also contribute in making sure that the diocese grows.
Yes.
So that's what we are. That is his view, and we are looking out for looking forward to see the diocese that all the arms of the church will be active. Women, the men's fellowship, the women's, the youth, the boys brigade, the AC, and every arm will be very active and do their job. And all these arms are these are the arms created by the church to make sure that everybody is carried along, and we are all doing whatever we are doing there to prepare ourselves for heaven at the end of the day. So we are looking forward to seeing a diocese that will have people that will be interested in the things of God, and people that will be willing to serve God in spirit and in truth. God will take us to that height, to the glory of His name. We are also encouraged, He has also encouraged so many churches today to make sure that they lay hands on something. They talk about the youth empowerment. He hammered it in the last synod, and some churches have started empowering the youth, skill acquisition, so that the youth will not be roaming about. Today you see our youth roaming about doing nothing, while we will go to Lagos and bring people from Togo to do tiling work in our villages. So he frowns at this, and he wants every of our youth to acquire one skill on the other, so that they will be working. You know, an idle mind, they say, is a devil's workshop. If we don't do this, the hostility we will find here in the next 10 years will not have the strength to contend it. So that's what we are looking for. And the one thing is in his heart, and that is the government presence to come down to this part of the world. We are looking for it before the next 50 years, before the diocese